Hi everybody, meet Blossom. So Blossom is here for a little yoga session today for some puppy therapy. She's just visiting us, but we just love her so much. So welcome everybody. Today we're going to work on balance. Oh, Leela's getting jealous. Okay, there you go. So let's start. In this kind of crazy time of imbalance and shaky ground, very fragile earth worlds we're in right now. So working on our balance, what could be a better time? So we're gonna start now. Here's your chair. So those of you who need to use a chair for support or balance, you can place the chair in front of you, rather. I'm standing beside it so that you can see my feet. I hope you can see my feet. Anyway, so we're gonna start with standing mountain pose, which is the foundation pose from which all other asanas are built. But more importantly, it's just really good alignment and posture. So I teach this a lot over and over, can't teach it enough. It's a good thing to learn this, to be able to stand in the shower like this in a lineup. I used to stand in the supermarket like this until I started doing yoga, and now I actually stand straighter. So it just helps to prevent injury and takes the load off your joints. Many reasons for good posture. Anyway, your feet are hip distance apart, and you find hip distance with two fists, and your two fists, because a lot of people think that, well, interestingly enough, women think their hips are bigger and men smaller. So it's not here, it's really your hip bones. And then have your feet pointing forward like perfect number 11s. And your shoulders are down and away from your ears. The crown of your head reaches up to the ceiling like someone has a plumb line on it, like kind of if you ever did ballet. And then you're grounding down through all four corners of your feet. So you're basically rooting down to rise up. And you want to have your pelvis not tilted too much either way, like a slight forward tilt to the pelvis, softness to the knees, the hands face forward. And let's just do a little run through this where we do little circles in one direction. So you're really setting yourself off balance here. So your weight is moving through heels, side of feet, and toes. And you can do this with your eyes closed too if you have a good balance. And then move the other way. It's just to sensitize ourselves to weight balance. And then slow it down until you come to that sweet spot where you really feel like you're completely balanced weight-wise in your feet, through all four corners of the feet. So that is ostensibly, that's mountain pose. So from there, come behind your chair, and we're going to do a little balancing posture, which is also an amazing just stretch for your calves and your shins. So keeping that alignment, just raise your heels off the ground and keep your hands on the chair. This may be your level. And then next level would be to come up on fingertips. And then there's another option to tap the chair so you're still in contact. And then an even other option, which is to move your hands. And if this is really easy for some of you, then you can test it more by coming up onto your tippy toes. And then say hello to your calves and shins, because you should be getting an awesome stretch. And then come down really slow. And then hold on to the chair for this one and just come up on your heels. So you peel up, and if you're in bare feet, then really stretch through the toes, really spread the toes wide. I look like I don't know if you can see my toes, but like a monkey. I have like huge spaces between my toes for some reason. And then come back down, and then let's go up again. So come all the way up, or just come up a little bit. This could be where you are, or you can take any of those options to test your balance. And if you're a little bit wobbly, that's okay. We find balance through imbalance. And not only is this balance just good for balance in case, we slip and we don't want to fall, it's also really good for building core muscles when you're balancing. And then come all the way back down. And now we're going to do the tight rope. So take your right hip and face the chair sideways. And now place your left foot in front of your right and line up your front left heel in between your big, my dog wants to play, between your big toe and your second toe. Okay, and then holding on to the chair. No, Leela. Holding on to the chair, close your eyes and visualize yourself balancing. Play this mental game of balance because they say sometimes the imagination is as good as doing it. So really see that you're balancing, sorry about that, that you're balancing without holding on to the chair, but you are holding on. And then opening the eyes. And now you have the option of coming up on fingertips, patting the chair, or maybe removing your hand from the chair. And we always suggest to look at something that's not moving as a point of focus. If you're balancing, perhaps something on the floor about 6 to 8 feet in front of you is always a good idea. Maybe something on the wall. Just don't look at anything that's moving. And again, if you're a little wobbly, that's okay. Just know that the chair is there. And maybe you're still balancing while you're holding on to the chair. And now we're going to grab a hold of the chair and spin around all the way on the heels. So the right foot now is in front of the left. And you want to line up that right front foot heel with the left big toe and second toe. And then feel around, feel also for a weighted balance between your 2 feet. Close your eyes. See yourself balancing. And tell yourself, I can. Strength, balance, determination, I can. And then opening the eyes, meet yourself where you're at. I know that sounds a bit cliche, but wherever you're at, maybe it's holding on to the chair, maybe it's fingertips patting, or maybe you remove your arm or your hand. And balance is something that comes with practice. So if you're feeling wobbly, if this is challenging, then just challenge yourself a little bit and then try it again tomorrow. And another thing that's really cool that you can do is up against a wall, holding on. You can walk this like you're walking on a 2x4. And that also really helps with balance. And then you can go the opposite way. Or you can do it up against your dining room table so that you have that support. Okay, so that was walking the tight rope. And now we're going to, I'm glad my dog is playing with Blossom, Leela, because now she's not barking at me to throw the ball for her. So it's nice to have a visitor, a little puppy friend in the house today. So anyway, let's finish with tree pose, and then we'll have like a full little mini class of balancing postures. So I'm going to move the chair so you can see me, but you probably want to stand. I mean, maybe unless there's people, everyone's at different levels. Find your mountain pose. Shore up your left leg. Your left leg is going to be your standing leg. And then take your right foot and place it against your left calf, pushing one into the other. And look down and make sure, if you got the chair there, that your hips are squared to your chair forward, so that if you had little headlights on your hips, they'd be like shining perfectly straight. Doesn't matter how open you are here. Importantly is that your hips are aligned. And then bring your hands to prayer. Look at something that's not moving. Again, that point, they call it, it's called drishti, but just a point of focus. And then from there, maybe you grow one branch of a tree, maybe two. Any species will do. And then if you do have arms up or arm up, see if you can move your baby fingers towards behind you, towards the back of your room, so you're opening up your shoulders. And if, you know, you're swaying a little bit, that's okay too. If you fall out, know your chair's here. Maybe try to get back in again. Good, and then from there, just bring your knee up. Let's do, what is it, Karate Kid, crane, and then come back down. And we'll do same onto the left side. So shore up the right leg, get really strong in that standing leg. Take your left foot, place it against your right shin, press one into the other, shin into calf, calf into shin to create this energy lock. Hands to prayer, and maybe you stay here. Maybe you grow a tree. And then tell yourself, I can. Strength, balance, determination. I can. Nice. And then come back through prayer. And then knee up, Karate Kid. Good. And then come all the way back down. And thank you for coming into my living room and practicing with me. I hope this was all helpful. If it's helpful to any of your friends, maybe your parents, your grandparents, anyone who's at home right now and can't get out to do an exercise class or just wants to learn a little bit of chair yoga, I think we may shake it up and do some other stuff, but that's kind of right now I think really important. And that's it. Thank you. Have a really beautiful day. Bye.